Today, we're going to dive into a classic, one of those fables you probably heard as a kid, the tale of the shepherd who lied. Now, I know you think you know this story, but stick with me. We're going to unpack what really went down and why its lesson is, believe it or not, more important now than ever. You know, the whole story really just boils down to this one simple but powerful question. Can one little lie actually cost you everything? Well, this story gives us a pretty clear answer. Okay, so let's set the scene. Our story starts in this village that's just full of wonderful people. You know the type. Honest, kind, always there for each other. But living right there with them was a young shepherd who, well, let's just say he didn't exactly play by the same rules. I mean, just look at this contrast. It's like night and day, right? On one side, you've got the villagers, just good, decent people. And on the other side, you've got our shepherd. Deceitful, a troublemaker, and maybe the most important thing on this list, he was bored. And as we're about to see, boredom can be a really, really dangerous thing. So, one morning, he's out there watching his sheep, and that familiar feeling just starts creeping in. Pure, absolute boredom. And right then, an idea sparks. An idea for a little game that he thought would be hilarious, but would turn out to be anything but. He just takes a deep breath and screams at the absolute top of his lungs, making sure everyone, and I mean everyone, in the village could hear him. "Help me! The wolf is eating my sheep!" He just keeps shouting it, his voice filled with this totally fake panic. So his little joke, it was basically a 4-step plan. Super simple and super cruel. Step 1, he's bored. Step 2, he gets an idea to stir things up. Step 3, he screams for help. And step 4, the punchline. When the entire village comes running, he just laughs right in their faces. As you can imagine, the villagers were furious. I mean, they dropped everything they were doing, thinking he was in real danger, only to find him sitting there laughing. They gave him a pretty serious warning, that playing with people's trust like that is not a game. It was some very good advice that he really, really should have taken. But did he listen? Nope. He completely ignored them. In fact, he got such a kick out of the attention that he decided to do it all over again. And that's when the trust the village had in him really started to crumble. And you can literally see how things went downhill. Day 1, okay, they're annoyed. By day 2, that annoyance turned into some real frustration. But by the 3rd time he cried wolf, they were just done. The villagers all decided together, from now on, no matter what he says, we're going to ignore him. 3. That's the magic number here. 3 lies. 3 times he shattered their trust. That was it. After that 3rd lie, his words meant absolutely nothing to them anymore. And that, of course, brings us to the 4th day. The game is over. But this time, the danger wasn't in his head. This time, the crisis was 100% real, and it was about to run into a brick wall of disbelief that he himself had built. So while the shepherd is just sitting there in the pasture, this shadow falls over his flock. A real wolf had slunk out of the woods, and it was hungry. The wolf lunges and just sheer panic sets in. The shepherd is watching in horror as this wolf starts attacking his sheep, one after another. He screams for help, but this time his voice is filled with real terror. "Help! A wolf is attacking my sheep! This time it's real!" But down in the village, his screams were just noise. They'd heard it all before. They figured it was just another one of his cruel jokes. And so, tragically, no one came. Standing there, all alone, watching his flock get destroyed, well, the shepherd learned a lesson he would never, ever forget. He learned the true, devastating price of a lie. So, what this whole thing comes down to is this idea of credibility. It's just that quality of being trusted, of people believing what you say. The shepherd treated it like it was some kind of toy he could just mess with for fun. And he found out, way too late, that once you shatter it, it's almost impossible to put back together. So what are the big takeaways from all this? First, every lie, even the little ones, has consequences. Second, trust is so, so fragile. Third, and this is the absolute heart of the story, a liar won't be believed even when they're finally telling the truth. And last, the cost of lying can be so much higher than you could ever possibly imagine. And that kind of leaves us with one final heavy thought to chew on. When it's already too late, when you've cried wolf so many times that no one is listening anymore, and that real wolf is finally at your door, what good is the truth then?